Hey, good morning. Welcome to our live YouTube.
Flint's classic rock. Listeners reminds me that forget that Meatloaf was also the singer of Nugent on the Free For All.
Completely forgotten that.
Here now, 103.9 The Fox.
So I guess we get to hear another song before we're done and get ready to chat with you more about what we've been talking about on the other live streams this morning, because we're all in the live stream universe. When we take to a chat fest with you guys, we start on TikTok, we move to Facebook, transition over to Twitch, and then end up here on YouTube every Monday through Friday morning. People that are showing up like now. In Alabama, it's Boss Lady. Over here in the township, it's Linda, our cake queen. Over in Finland, it's Rapsuka. In California, it's Eric. And Chris is in New Mexico as our team of reporters is gathered around the world, ready to update us on whatever is going on. How was TikTok? TikTok was good. TikTok was fine today. People were pretty friendly over there. We didn't have any trolls. Almost kind of missed those, from the Periscope days. One of the things that we had that were always kind of kept you on your toes with the trolls. And I got to tell you, the ones that we had back then were way more skilled than the ones that we have now. Occasionally we get one that tries to do something. Oh, jeez. Terrible. Okay, this is National DJ Day, so Johnny and Steph are proud of that fact. It is also a day where we're starting to learn that the answer to the phrase thank you should not be you're welcome anymore, because that's considered impolite by today's humanity. It's more correct to say either no worries or no problem when somebody says thank you. Dale's back. Thank you, Dale. Coming back here in Arizona. But what we're going to do in a minute is teach you how to be an adult. Not necessarily teach you, but teach you how you can find out how to be an adult, because there's a university that offers a course, a series of classes on how to properly be an adult. What about whatever? That would be your answer if somebody said thank you, just say whatever. I mean, that's used a lot nowadays, but usually by somebody who's Gen Z, who has no other word to call upon. That's kind of like the entire vocabulary list for some of those people. They just, whatever. That's what it is. All right, here's Johnny and Steph once again.
That would be Steve Millerman there in the Foxhole. Johnny and Steph in the house here on the Foxhole Morning Show.
Slyman joining us now. Thank you for joining us today, Slyman.
Crazy Train Day. And by the way, we have come across a ton of crazy train stories this week. Nitwits, knotheads, and knuckleheads from the news will be bringing to you tomorrow morning, plus those F My Life stories that we like to get from you on Wednesday, Crazy Train Days. But we've got the real-life Terminator. There's a woman who is now a real-life Terminator. She's implanted like crazy.
I've seen, I think it was Ancient Aliens, they talked about people that have gotten all of these devices implanted, like keys for your house,
right,
and keys for your car.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We have the official, the biggest one, the worst one of all. I don't know what you would call it, the most prolific of them all. Let's put it that way.
How many does she have?
52. We'll tell you about them tomorrow. 52.
52?
Yeah. And none of them where you'd like them.
No, I don't think she's done.
There's also a guy that's blaming a donut for a positive drug test we'll be talking about tomorrow. And
was it a powdered donut?
Yes, it was, in fact. And we've got some great stories about National Bootleggers Day, which was the other day. And cops chasing a guy around with a blonde wig who tried to be a woman, and it was really a comedic affair. It's something they should make into a movie, in fact. But we'll get to those stories tomorrow when we do our Crazy Train show here on the Foxhole Morning Thing, starting bright and early. Make sure you're here for that. Here's something else, too, for you. There's a new steel frame next to Flint's famous graffiti block at 12th Street and Hamburg Road, inviting the public to leave locks in memory of their loved ones now.
Oh, I saw that story.
It's kind of a thing in other communities to do that, the lock thing. So we have the block or the rock that everybody knows about there on Hamburg Road and 12th Street. And it's long served as a canvas, temporary canvas, albeit, but a canvas nonetheless for graffiti and messages. And they last until somebody pays that's been set up next to the rock. The addition came in memory of Cole Carter, who died of a fentanyl overdose back in 2022, and locks now hang beside the painted memorials, marking a new way that community members can remember those people that they've lost more permanently, because it won't be painted over now. Yeah. So there's a thought for you there. It's 8:14 right now. Stand by. Hal's coming up next with the traffic.
I am doing that because that's what I do around here. Now, fortunately, the biggest issue that we had was this crash on one of the local freeways that had both sides blocked, but that's not the case anymore. So we're looking around to see anything else. And it's cold. Continues to be cold. It's only 1 degree right now. Are they freeways or highways? We call them freeways here. Interchangeable reference, but frankly, we always call them freeways. However, if you're up where, like, let's say where Shebop is, where Sheila is up in Bay City, only 2 of the bridges that you cross, you have to pay for. One of them is free, but only one. So that's kind of a free way. When you get warm in Flint, I don't know. Right now it's 1 degree, and it ain't 1 degree Celsius. I say as soon as about 15 minutes from now, I got to run outside and start the car up so that His Highness will have a warm car to get into when I take him over to the groomer, because he has an appointment this morning at 9. And we certainly don't want him getting into a frozen car. He will be upset. And then if he's upset, then that affects me. And we can't have that. 26 in New Hampshire, 26. Okay. Good stuff. We're going to get into the 30s, but it isn't going to be until a couple days from now. Yep. How to be an adult, coming up. Adulting is overrated, you think. All right, it's going to be 50 in Bama today, Boss Lady reports. It's 27 now. Chris not a real fan of being adulting. Why do we have to be an adult? Because you can't be a kid your entire life depending on other people to do all of your messy stuff for you. At some point, you have to mess up on your own. Big issue now, kind of a relief, is that problem on I-69 has been cleared up. Everybody moving through that area around Bristol Road again. We do have other things to tell you about that could be slowing you down. Fenton Township, Highland Trail at Owen Road is a crash scene just moments ago. Got another one in Mundy Township. It's on Sharp Road, south of Cook Road. And in Flint, we're cleaning up a crash from earlier, Maryland Avenue at Iowa Avenue. Vehicle City traffic information always there at classicfox.com/traffic. And whenever you happen to spot a problem, you can tell us about it at 810-230 WRSR. That is 810-230-9777 to be a traffic tipster on 103.9 The Fox. Sweet Dog tries to be an adult. How often do you succeed? What's the percentage? If Boss Lady grows up, she can't be a Toys R Us kid. Do they still have those Toys R Us stores in your area? I don't think we have them anymore around here. I think that became an online enterprise. So we talk about how people tend to be a little immature in the way they handle other people, just by simply taking the wrong tack when you say something like something as simple as thank you. And if you get as a response the phrase "you're welcome," that's considered in many circles now to be impolite. You should say something in return like no worries or no problem, as some people do. You're a man-child, but you're respectful, Chris says. Well, that part's good. That's fine. You think you have a small Toys R Us there? Okay. Michigan State University Extension is offering classes through this calendar year to teach people necessary adult skills. This year's classes include the following, if you would like to sign up for this curriculum on how to be an adult. Tina has one right out there. Good rule, learn not how to be offended. Okay. Starting on tomorrow night, actually, at 6:30 tomorrow night, the first class of Fraud Fighters. The class is called Fraud Fighters. Starting next month, there will be one called Informed Renter. Informed Renter. That's valuable nowadays. Rent, by the way, here went up last month. This is the first month we're paying the higher rate. Another one, this is a good one, sleep wellness. Sleep wellness. And I did hear something a week or so ago about somebody, a sleep expert offered the 3-2-1 method. If you're having trouble sleeping, you can't fall asleep at night, insomnia is setting in, everything like that. He says there's the 3-2-1 rule. Don't eat anything 3 hours or less before bed. Don't drink anything 2 hours or less before bed. And here's the tough one. From 1 hour before bed until you actually fall asleep, no screens. No screens. Can you do that? Can you do that? Swing Dog's best friend is AI now. Good for you. You go down that path, you'll be right off a cliff. Okay, here's another one. This is another of these adulting classes being offered at Michigan State University Extension. Eat smart, healthy meals on a budget. Eat smart, healthy meals on a budget. What time was no screens? From 1 hour before bedtime until you actually go to bed. No screens for the final hour. No food from 3 hours before until bedtime. No drink from 2 hours before bedtime until, and less than 1 hour in, no screens before you go to bed. You cannot go to bed hungry. You can't sleep when you're hungry. Well, some sleep experts will say that's one of the things that's keeping you up, is eating before bed. My dad used to do that. He'd eat dinner just before he went to bed. He'd eat dinner like 10 o'clock at night and go to bed by like 10:30 or so. Never could understand that. Of course, I don't know if he slept real well. I didn't pay attention to that. Can I do that? Frankly, I don't have any trouble sleeping, Rob Suka. I have no trouble because I only sleep like 3.5 hours during the day. I try to catch an hour nap, but that's not always successful. Probably won't be today, but I will try to, and I fall right asleep. I have no problem as long as I've got a fan going in a dark room. I'm good. Cooking with Confidence is another adult course. Cooking with Confidence. Tina's teaching that class. She's commuting from New Jersey all the way to East Lansing to Michigan State University Extension to do that. Cooking with Confidence. Here's another one for you, Slime Man or Slime Man. AI and You, Smart, Safe, and Savvy. That's the name of that course. AI and You, Smart, Safe, and Savvy. Here's another one. Think before you click. Think before you click. Here's a good one for you that will be offered as a course starting in August of this coming year. Roadmap to a Smart Used Car Purchase. Roadmap to a Smart Used Car Purchase. This is an interesting one. Are You Ready? That's the name of the course, and it starts September 23rd of this year. It's called Are You Ready? Part of this course on how to be an adult. Another one. This one starts in October. It's called Mental Health Toolkit. Mental Health Toolkit. Tina needs that Think Before Click class. And finally, and this may be the most valuable one of all, this one starts in November of this year. Part of this How to Be an Adult class, Michigan State University Extension offering, and it's called Realities of Animal Care. Realities of Animal Care. I'd kind of like to think about taking that one as well. So there it are. That's the entire curriculum for this year on how to be an adult. Michigan State University offering. Fraud fighters, informed renter, sleep wellness, eat smart, healthy meals on a budget, cooking with confidence, AI and you, smart, safe, and savvy, think before you click, roadmap to a smart used car purchase, are you ready, mental health toolkit, and realities of animal care. Humans are animals, and many act more like it than the animals do. So this will be an interesting year to see how many people take those courses successfully.
What I love, but right now what I need is shelter.
Give it to me. Right now.
By the way, we have a list of shelters and warming centers we just posted on the 103.9 The Fox Facebook page, where you also see live streaming video from our studio. We're going to get to a Foxhole People poll that you can contribute there in just a moment. It is a cold one, though. It's just dropped now down to 1 degree Fahrenheit, 17 below Celsius, and our wind chill at 9 below zero right now. Shelter, that's what we need. On 103.9 The Fox, here are the Stones.
All right, so Dale says he does not think you'd last an hour screens before bedtime. You're glued to your phone 24/7. Well, then if you have trouble sleeping, you have only yourself to blame. We actually, in this dentist office that I go to, I've told you guys that I've switched practices after a long, long time of the other one that I had. I took him through his entire full-time dental career. Now he's only on a part-time basis. So I've started going to a dental office here, which is a lot closer to home. In this dental office also is a sleep center. It actually doubles as that. I mean, not the same people doing it, but there's a sleep element to it. And better sleep, better quality sleep, attained through whatever it is they let you do and what they have you do. They need classes on manners, Linda thinks, for the 21st century. Chris keeps the TV on when going to bed, can't sleep when it's too quiet. Okay? As long as you're not having any trouble sleeping, you can do whatever it is that helps you do it, and even if it's kind of unconventional. You're on a computer or you're on a phone just before you go to bed, or if you're having a dinner or something before you go to bed. If it works for you, that's fine. But if you're having trouble sleeping and you're doing things like that, a change is advised. And that's what this kind of thing is designed to do. And that's what the 3-2-1 method is designed to do. And I can see that, especially with the 2 hours before bedtime, no drinking. Because a lot of people are going to get up just because, middle of the night. It's going to mess with you. But I'm telling you, I don't know of any single sleep expert that I have heard anywhere that says that having a computer or a cell phone or whatever that you're looking at just before bed is a good thing to do. Not one has ever said that. Not one has ever said that that's a good thing to do, because that'll mess with your mind. Not just your eyes. If you're on a computer and you got the blue screen on there, sometimes that tires your eyes out a bit more. But the idea of having all of that information stored, and it starts to work on your brain, and you start to do things that keep you from falling asleep, because you're starting to think about this, that, and the other thing. You might be troubled about the way things are going and the organizational stuff that you have to try to get done the next day or whatever. Anything to keep your mind flowing in a way that does not relax it. No coffee before sleep time, says Rob Suka. That's also a possibility for many, because sometimes the caffeine will kick in and affect people. Not always. Some people can, but not always. Guys, I'm going to roll because I got to get out and start the car because His Highness has got to go and get a bath and his nails clipped. So have yourself a great rest of your day. Thank you for your attendance and your attention and your courtesy. Anybody here says you're welcome, going to be problems. And we'll see you guys again tomorrow morning, right here, wherever. TikTok, Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. Till then, pleasant, peaceful, productive day. And we will see you guys again tomorrow. Until then, good luck.